What is ancestral polarity and how do you heal it? So, you know what I love is that just polarity teachers on Instagram and social media just always talking about like a dude's in his masculine and he has to lead. He's got to lead here. Like, no shit, Sherlock. You know, so many polarity teachers are just talking about the most basic sort of avenue of polarity, right? Because, sure, we can just learn how to lead and, heal sort of polarity this way. But if we're not actually dealing with polarity in the ancestral realm, we're not able to move into our divine feminine or our divine masculine. So, in order to move into a polarity that is of the divine masculine or the divine feminine, we actually have to deal with polarity in the ancestral realm. So it's all great to, learn how to lead a woman and she just has to learn how to receive. She's just got to learn how to receive. But we're never really going to be able to move into our true magnetic pole of the actual sort of divine realm until we deal with the ancestral polarity, until we deal with polarity in the ancestral realm. So obviously with polarity, we have the mother wound, we have the father wound, we have our own sort of codependent patterns, ways that, we don't move in the full volume and vitality of our source essence. But in order to really heal polarity, in order to heal polarity within ourselves so we can move into the embodiment of the divine masculine or the divine feminine and truly heal and course correct sort of the polarity wounding for our entire lineage, we need to deal with polarity in the ancestral realm. So what this means is that left side of our body is the feminine, the right side of our body is the masculine. And all in the energetic field here, off to the left side and behind us to the left, off to the right, behind us to the right is the ancestral field. What this means is that for generations and generations, there were patterns that were happening in our lineage, ways that maybe men were more in their feminine, or maybe men were controlling of women, that men controlled women and took away their right to be in their voice, to be in their expression, to be in their power, that women felt like they just had to be submissive. They weren't able to move into their total absolute power. And say we're a woman who comes from a long lineage of these feminine oracles, mystics that weren't able to be in their power, that maybe had to, submit and be submissive to the masculine, or maybe the masculine was abusive, all these sort of things. If we don't deal with this, what's going on ancestrally and sort of the what I call the energetic weather system up here, then we're never going to be able to move into the divine masculine or the divine feminine. So divine masculine is born when we move into the ancient masculine by clearing all the polarity imbalances from the ancestral field. Same with the divine feminine. If we don't clear these sort of karmic ancestral imprints, then we're never going to move into the divine feminine or the divine masculine. Maybe some version of masculinity or femininity, but not the divine. And so what we actually have to do is we have to create a somatic balance between our left and right sides of our body. So when we create a somatic balance of the left and right sides of our body, what's happening is we're restoring the balance between masculine and feminine energy at an ancestral level. What that means is we have to clear the energetic field by bringing the paternal ancestors through the right side of our crown, the maternal ancestors through the left side of our crown, to come down either side of our body to be released out the left hand, left foot, right foot, so that now the crown can open in a balanced way. I call this the cathedral, when the left and right sides of the body are moving into sort of this somatic balance. And so what happens if we don't work with the ancestral sort of karma between the masculine and the feminine, then the pole in the ancestral realm is not going to trust us. For example, say me as a masculine man, right? Say the women in the lineage had been exposed to men, masculine, who were maybe in some version of masculinity, but they weren't in this type of power that can liberate the oracle, that can bring feminine oracles into their absolute, unfiltered, unhinged expression. Then when it comes to me trying to move into my power, when it comes to me trying to move into the divine masculine, on my left side, the maternal ancestors are going to hold on. They won't let go. It means they're going to be like, Jamie, I don't trust masculinity at this level to surrender and let go, to leave my body. And so the maternal ancestors then would hold on. They think they need to, protect me, but more importantly, they don't trust what is happening enough internally inside of me to let go yet. So this is where we have to give, let's say, the maternal ancestors evidence that the version of masculine energy, the version of divine masculine energy that I'm creating, we won't replicate and carry out the same trauma, abuse, and wounds that the feminine in the maternal lineage did at the hands of the masculine. So we need to give them evidence that what we're creating is unprecedented, it's safe, and they can trust it. If this doesn't happen, then the masculinity that I'm going to move into won't be of a true liberation of the feminine oracle. The masculine energy that I'm putting through won't be able to truly liberate the feminine. I also won't truly trust the feminine. I won't be able to surrender to the feminine oracle. But if I can give the feminine ancestors enough evidence that this masculine that I'm moving into is going to liberate them, and they can feel that through my body and trust that, they're going to release out the left side. And now at like an ancestral level, the maternal ancestors are able to move into a trust, a surrender, and submission to the paternal ancestors through the manifestation of my body and vessel. So what has to happen is our body has to become this manifested embodiment, this karmic iteration, course correction, where the maternal and the paternal ancestors move into union in my body. And so they both trust me enough in what is merging through me to release and let go, so that I can move into this new inherent embodiment of the divine masculine, and if it was a woman, the divine feminine. And so this ancestral polarity is all about the polarity that existed for centuries before you in the ancestral realm, and it relates to the ancestral field up here, and it relates to the somatic balance and integration of the left and right sides of your body, the left and right sides of your crown, so that your entire field can be energetically clear. Now you're able to move into this sort of divine creation of masculine power or feminine power in a way that has never existed before for your entire lineage. But without actually healing the polarity in the ancestral realm, we're still going to carry out the karmic patterns that have existed for centuries and generations and lineages. Sure, we might move into some version of masculine or feminine energy, but it won't be the divine. We have to clear the polarity imbalances in the ancestral field, in the ancestral realm, to truly move into a divine creation of our true polarity. And so this is how we both clear the ancestral field, we restore the polarity in the ancestral field, we relieve our ancestors of the suffering they would have caused from polarity imbalances. Now they surrender and submit, trust the polarity that is merging between us, because we're moving into more of a wholeness, more of a poetic, alchemized balance between our own masculine and feminine energy, with obviously a core source essence that is either divine feminine or divine masculine. So if we don't clear the ancestral polarity, the power of the polarity in our body and space is going to be limited. It is going to be severed, and we're going to, maybe we might make some shifts in our masculine and feminine, but we're still going to carry out some semblance and recreation of sort of the karmic patterns of the lineage in some thread or cord until we clear them through our body, which I call the cathedral. So this is just a little bit of how of what ancestral polarity is and how you begin to heal it. So if you like this video, please give it a like, post a comment with anything that you might have connected to and resonated with in this video. If you haven't subscribed to my channel, please subscribe. There's going to be a lot more videos like this. And thank you so much for watching, and we'll see you in the next one.